Welcome to We Are the Hansons Friday Fun Day. Oh, yeah. Do you feel like swinging 20s or what?
Yeah.
The flaming 30s? I don't even know.
Flaming 30s.
I don't even know what they are. Oh, well, today, you never really get burnout, but you kind of get like where, what are we going to do? Like, there's nothing like some days that you're not like super passionate about. And I think today's one of those days.
Yeah. We needed to do something fun today.
Yeah, well, yesterday you tried making some food, some stuff that I wanted. Tuna tetrazzini, folks.
Turned out pretty good.
Well, it turned out pretty good, except for sometimes my wife's taste buds are off, and my sons, they get a little, I don't know, wacky. You know what I'm saying? You guys thought the tuna tetrazzini tasted like tuna casserole.
I did not.
Oh, you didn't? Oh, the boys. Well, the boys are weird. Okay, it tasted nothing like it. What do you think?
No.
So on a scale of 1 to 10 on this tuna tetrazzini, which I'm gonna tell you guys a little bit about it. So this tuna tetrazzini was made almost like a shrimp Alfredo, but then baked in Parmesan, right?
Parmesan and just cheddar.
Oh man, was it good? No, baby.
I think I would change it up just a little bit.
Well, how would you do it?
I would try adding the mushrooms.
Okay, yeah, they called for mushrooms. Most tetrazzinis do call for mushrooms. But anyways, next week, I think I've been asking my wife, we have some tremendous recipes. I'm talking about handed down for generations. I'm talking about stuff that, even the guys up there that are like the top chefs would be afraid to do because they couldn't match how good these recipes are. What do you think?
Yeah, maybe.
No, for sure. Okay. Anyways, she's going to be bringing some recipes to you, some good ones.
Yes.
And that's going to be awesome. A bunch of things going on with the show. So I thought, you know what, today, it'd be a really good day to get to know your usual host. Once in a while, I get to host this thing, but usually, she's smacking me away from the mic, telling me to go to another room. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, how old are you?
40.
How many kids do you have?
We have 13.
How many brothers and sisters do you have?
I have one brother and 4 sisters.
Are your parents still married?
Yes.
How long have they been married?
52 years. I don't even know.
Long
honestly.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Guys listening, that's a pretty good indicator whether or not you're going to stay married. Just statistically, I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's one of them things. Yeah. So let's see. So we got that covered. What is your favorite job that you've ever had?
I think I would have to say waiting tables.
Waiting tables. Is that just because you're a people person or was it because of the money?
The money was good and I had a lot of friends that came in.
A lot of friends. She's giving me the evil eye. Okay, so when you were younger, did you think you were going to have this big a family?
I knew I would have more. I would have a lot of kids.
Okay, so was it planned?
Well, no, I wouldn't necessarily say planned, but I would have had more if I could have.
Did you ever think that you would be with such a hunka guy?
Honka guy?
Yeah, like me.
Yeah.
Yeah, did you?
You gotta be when you are a lady, you don't only have to be attracted to what's inside. There's gotta be some good looks on the outside.
Well, and I fit the bill. Right? So what's your favorite vehicle that you've ever owned or we've ever owned?
My Traverse.
Chevy Traverse. That's the one where a wheel, folks, she was driving up a hill and a wheel came off a semi on the other side of the interstate, went through the median, hit the car. Thank God. It could have done a lot worse. It actually, where my daughter, my little Maddie, was sitting, the wheel came up and it hit there, but it only dropped the ceiling about 2 inches. But all the cops and first responders there told me that it could have been way, way, way worse. So thank you for that blessing, Lord, if you know what I'm saying.
The airbags in that were definitely the lifesaver.
Yeah, it was just
Curtain airbags.
It was something weird. I think our truck is probably the best thing we've ever had.
Now, the favorite vehicle we ever drove was the Volkswagen Atlas.
Yeah, that was pretty good. That Volkswagen Atlas had a lot of power, but we only made it 400 miles before the tranny blew.
Yeah.
So, it is what it is. So I really wanted to get people to get to know you, and there's no way better to get to know somebody if you start asking them random questions.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you can't think about these for a long time. They got to be kind of, off the top. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to go rapid fire, but you don't get a whole bunch of time to think about them, okay? Even though, folks, she tried to cheat. She knew I was going to say this, and she's like, well, can you just show me something? Nope, can't. She has not seen or read or anything these questions, okay?
Yep.
So, number one, if you had to replace your hands with something else, what would you pick? And it's got to be, something from the home. Would it be spatulas, feather dusters, snake puppets? What would it be?
I think I would have to say tongs.
Tongs. You'd replace your hands with tongs.
If I had to, yeah.
Okay. Tongs it is. What would your secret superhero power be, but if you could only use it for chores in the house?
The I Dream of Genie.
That's not fair, because that means I Dream of Genie can do anything with
Yeah,
this.
but she just nods her head and the whole house is clean.
So, okay, there was I Dream of Genie, and what was the other one? That was like it, where she was a witch and she could do spells, and the mother hated the husband.
I think that's I Dream of Genie. Bewitched.
No, Bewitched.
Yeah.
Bewitched and I Dream of Genie. But you'd rather be the I Dream of Genie?
Yeah. Well, whoever wiggles their nose and nods their head.
Okay, that's I Dream of Genie. Okay, if your belly button made a noise every time you poked it, what sound would it make?
The train horn.
A train horn. Holy cow. Okay.
Hey, it's either go big or go home, right?
Okay, here's a good one. Would you rather have spaghetti for hair or meatballs for eyes?
Spaghetti for hair.
Spaghetti for hair. Okay. If animals could talk, which one would be the sassiest? 3, 2.
Tiger?
A tiger. Oh, there you go. Well, I mean, that's close. I would have said something else. I would have been like
jaguar or something. Hyena.
Yeah. How about have you remember?
Lioness.
Could be that, but turkeys. Male turkeys are kind of weird around people.
Roosters are kind of.
Yeah, it could be a rooster too. What is the weirdest thing you'd bring to a desert island besides food and water?
A bed.
A bed.
Yeah. Who wants to sleep on sand?
Okay. If your life had a theme song played every time you walked into a room, what would it be?
If my life had a theme song.
If your life, every time you walked into a room, your theme song played, what would it be?
Oh. I like the Lady Gaga song, Just Dance, because
oh, no.
it gets you in the mood. Yes.
No. Oh, if you're going to go Just Dance, you might as well go David Bowie. Let's dance.
No.
Put on your red shoes and dance
Or
the floor.
we could do Girls Just Want to Have Fun, because
No,
that
I could
gets
see that.
people
I could
going,
see that.
and it just puts you in a happy mood. It's just, yeah.
Okay. If your pet suddenly became human for a day, what's the first thing that they would say to you?
Why are you so mean?
Why, are you mean to the animals?
No, I'm just always, get out of here, getting them out of the kitchen.
I can see that. I can see that. If you open the fridge and find a tiny civilization living under the butter dish, what do you do?
Call an exterminator.
Isn't that kind of what happened? What exterminate many humans?
Yeah. They're like bugs.
Isn't that wasn't that like Indian in the cupboard type thing? Didn't that
you're
like
thinking of
or was it Toy Story where they open up the cupboard and the Indian was shooting at them?
I think that was Indian in the cupboard, but almost like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids,
Right.
Yeah.
So if you could swap voices with any cartoon character for one day, who would it be?
Oh, man. Probably Tinkerbell.
Tinkerbell. Okay, well, I mean, it is what it is. Most people probably don't know this, but down in the Bahamas, I actually did the voiceover for Nikki Z. And Nikki Z, last I knew, had like a video with like a frog on it that was talking during it, but the words were mine. That's kind of cool. But it wouldn't be a frog if I picked.
Why is that?
I don't know.
You don't want to be a frog?
I'm already the prince.
Oh,
King.
Because you got kissed.
Yeah, well, you kissed me lots, What would be the absolute worst name for a luxury perfume?
Oh, my goodness. This is a hard one. How
about like onion water?
Ew. Yeah, that would be pretty gross.
What would it be?
Armpit sweat smell or something.
Armpit sweat smell.
Yeah.
Come on, you got to do better than that.
I don't know. Something to do with the smell of like body odor, maybe.
What would it be? What's a fancy name of like a really good perfume?
Prada.
So like, how about this? How about like B.O. by Estee Lauder?
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? If socks had feelings, what would they say about your feet?
Wash me.
Why, are your feet dirty?
No, but I hardly ever wear socks. And so when I do, I wear them all day in shoes because I never take my shoes off.
She's got stinky feet, folks. Okay,
No.
I'll tell you that about her. She's got stinky feet.
No.
Okay, and they're cold too, because in the middle of the night, she'll take her feet and stick them on me.
That is not true. That is you.
If you were a cereal, what would your name be, and what weird prize would come in your box?
Well,
What's the name of the cereal that's you?
Snappy?
I was thinking about Flaky.
No, not flaky.
Okay, so you're Snappy, and what is the thing that would be in your box? What kind of toy? I'm guessing that you would be a smart ass and you would put something like toothbrushes in there.
No,
No?
probably.
Squirt guns?
Sure.
Squirt guns? Okay. And it'd be probably some like balloonish one that only lasted like 3 minutes.
Oh, what are you saying? I don't want to spend my whole wad of cash on a toy to go in a box.
Yeah, well, maybe. Which would you rather have as a roommate? A very clumsy ghost or a dramatic raccoon?
Dramatic raccoon.
Yeah, you're kind of scared of ghosts. If your laugh could summon an animal every single time, what animal would you want it to be? I know this one.
An elephant.
Yeah, that's what I was going to guess. If you could only eat one food forever, but it would magically taste like other things, what would it be?
Seafood.
What kind, specifically?
I would have to say
Crab.
crab or shrimp.
Yeah. How about lobster?
No.
See, I like the smaller lobster. I think the bigger the lobster gets, the less taste it has, or the more kind of dull taste.
Yeah.
So, okay, would you rather wear a tutu every day or sing everything you say in opera style?
I'd wear a tutu.
Okay. If you had to name a spaceship after a snack, what would it be called? Remember rapid fire.
UFO Twinkie.
The UFO Twinkie. All right. You wake up everyone in the world, or when you wake up and everyone in the world is now a potato with googly eyes, what's your first move?
Beat them with a hammer.
You're going to kill people?
If they're a potato with googly eyes?
Like Mr. and Mrs. Potato.
Are they scary looking? I don't know.
No, see, the first thing that I would do is I'd be looking for somebody like me to be able to transform all the people back from being a, Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head.
I don't know. I'd probably dig a hole and bury them all.
Okay. What's your wrestling name if you could only use household items to describe yourself, like the Soggy Sponge or Captain Toaster?
My goodness. I don't know. Probably the vacuum.
I'd call you Princess Wet Mop.
No.
If you could rename the days of the week, what would you call them?
I'm
kind of
not
a tricky
sure.
one, is it?
Yeah. These are getting harder and harder.
Okay. Would you rather always have a kazoo in your mouth when you talk or have to tap dance everywhere you go?
I'd tap dance everywhere I went.
Okay. If you could only communicate using movie quotes, what's the first thing you'd say every morning? I would say that you'd go way back, like to the 40s, where you go, frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Sure.
Way back. If you could have an animal sidekick, but it had to be a really weird one, what would you pick?
An animal sidekick would probably be either
You're going elephant again.
Orangutan or kangaroo.
Orangutan or kangaroo. See, I was going to go duck-billed platypus.
Why?
Because they hatch their young from eggs and they're venomous. So if they're my sidekick, I'd be like, bite them. See what I'm saying?
Well, orangutans and kangaroos can do the same damage.
Okay, so this is going to be a really, really good one. If you could give yourself any ridiculous professional title, what would it be? Like, I'll give you an example. Chief Executive of Snack Distribution.
I think I would say mine would be probably.
Ooh, boy, you're taking a long time on this one. Like, if this was 10 points, you'd be down to 5 points already.
Okay, what would you give me?
Well, I'm waiting on you to give one.
Oh, you come up with one and I'll figure out mine.
I would say you'd be Chief Executive of Disciplinary Action.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what I would say.
Yeah, because you always send the kids to me when they're bad. I think I would have to say Chief Executive of Get Crap Done.
Of Get Crap Done. So the CGD.
Sure.
You're the CEO of the CGD.
Sure.
Okay. What is the weirdest talent that you wish you had?
The Weirdest talent.
Like
Being able,
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
that really ain't a talent.
I was guessing to turn into a ball and just roll like a bowling ball.
Oh, wow.
Lip syncing?
No, I'd probably say, why you got to give me hard ones?
Well, I mean, hey,
Weirdest
I thought you liked
talent?
them hard. I mean, you don't want to do these easy ones that anybody can get. You got to go, but you got to go faster than you're
Turn
going.
into a bowling ball. I can't believe you'd say that.
Well, it's kind of a weird talent.
What would you give yourself? What would you say you would do? You said bowling ball for me.
A weird talent that I could have?
Mm-hmm.
I would probably, my weird talent would be able to learn everything that I need to learn to be able to teach my kids.
I think,
Like I'm talking about being like a physics major in 20 minutes.
I could be a doctor in 20 minutes.
Well, so was that what? So
Yeah.
what would yours be?
To become a doctor in 20 minutes. I'd be operating real fast.
If you could replace all the grass in the world with something else, what would it be?
Probably.
Clouds. It'd be clouds everywhere. It's clouds. We walking on clouds.
No.
No? Okay, what would it
Why
be?
would you be on clouds?
Because,
Cotton.
well, you're with me. You're on cloud 9 all the time.
Cotton.
Cotton? Okay. What's the worst thing to hear right before you fall asleep? Mom. Is that the worst?
No, that ain't the worst. It actually, when the kids say mom like that,
Yeah.
it actually makes you feel like, oh, you're needed. Do you get that?
I do all the time.
Uh-huh. Yeah, right. It's always mom.
Yeah. So what's the worst thing to hear right before you go to sleep?
Maya, the dog's got to go out.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, there is something in that. If you had to turn one of your family members into a cartoon character, who would it be and why?
Morgan. And it would be Shrek for having me put up with watching that movie on repeat every day when she was little.
Okay, so I got a few more here. What's the funniest way you could mispronounce your own name?
Maya.
How about Mija? Doesn't that mean
There's no
sister in
H.
Spanish?
There's no H in there.
Well, there's a K in night. We don't say it, so why can't we add one?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And that's knight in shining armor, not night, because there is no K in the night. Like
Sure.
yeah. If you had to replace your eyebrows with something else, what would you choose? Noodles, mini wipers, disco balls, what would it be?
I think I'd have to say, I don't know, probably wipers because I wear
Wipers.
glasses.
Okay. Would you rather have to high five everyone you meet or do finger guns with sound effects with everyone you meet?
Finger guns.
Okay. If aliens invaded, but were only interested in stealing one specific thing from Earth, what would it be?
Money.
Why would aliens need you or, our money?
I don't know. Maybe they're buying something in their world they live in.
Well, yeah, but how would that work?
Probably our cars.
They flew here on a spaceship.
So
So why
how do
would
you know how big their spaceships are?
Okay.
What would you say?
If they came here to steal something, it would be like our oxygen or our gold or something like that. It'd be an element of some sort. Or they'd eat us for food.
Well, that's because you believe in that stuff.
Yeah, I'm not saying I believe, but I am saying there's some weird stuff that we can't explain out there.
There might be.
Yeah. No, there's not might. There is.
I don't think they'd steal us.
Okay, what's the most absurd thing you could add to a pizza and still make it delicious?
I like pineapple on pizza.
Bleh, bleh, ugh. That was almost a deal breaker when we
How
got married.
about shrimp? How about seafood pizza?
Yeah, I'd try it. I mean,
I would
I'm kind of a
definitely.
pizza traditionalist. I love pizza, but I want pepperoni and
white
sausage
sauce.
and cheese.
Seafood pizza with white sauce. Like
So then
an
it's not
Alfredo.
pizza. Then it's not
Yeah.
pizza.
Yeah, it is.
No.
Yeah.
Nope. I'm sorry. I draw the line there. There's some things that you have to stand for. And, Aaron Tippin said, if you don't stand for anything, you can fall for anything. So I'm standing on that. That would not be a pizza.
Okay.
Okay? If your shadow came to life and started talking, what's the first thing that it would say?
Who the heck am I? I don't know.
Would you chase it like Peter Pan?
No.
No? Okay.
It'd be chasing me.
What would be the worst thing to have pop out of a birthday cake?
Probably a naked man.
That'd be the worst thing for you?
Yeah, like who wants to see a naked man?
Oh, you have quite a few times. I'm just saying.
Hey.
If your pet secretly had a side job, what would it be?
If my pets had a side job, probably be the pooper scooper.
Okay. Now, what is the most ridiculous thing you could do to become famous?
Well, nowadays it could be anything. I don't know.
I'm going to say the Kardashians became famous in like the worst ways. But there's that one guy that got famous. I think it was on YouTube because his house was so dirty.
Oh yeah, I could
that
not.
one is pretty bad.
I could not do that.
And finally, this is the last one. This should tell everybody everything about you.
Okay.
If you had to wear one Halloween costume every day for a year, what would you choose?
One Halloween costume every day for a year.
Yep, every single day, same one.
The Michael Myers one. He's my favorite scary movie character.
So you're going Halloween, you're going to scare kids to death the whole year?
Yep.
How about the Red Hatters? See what I'm saying? I mean, so now you know everything about her. Thank you for listening to We Are the Hansons. You want to tell them where they can find you?
You can find us on our Facebook page, We Are the Hansons, or you can go to our YouTube, We Are the Hansons, and subscribe. And you can email us at wearethehansonsshow@gmail.com.
That's right. And once in a while, I'm here so you can get the good feeling vibes.
Sure.
Thank you, everybody. We love you.